All right, we're going to have a block of wood, again, 115 millimeters. Now we're working on the lid. So now our dimensions change a little bit. Again, I'm going to face it just to make sure that I've got everything flat and square. When I run this, I'm going to go ahead and have a Z start. So again, this seems rather repetitive, but again, we can just do a copy and we can make some side modifications. This one, obviously, we're going to have a slightly larger diameter. We're going to go, if you will, after the facing, we're going to come back and talk about 102, a 92 mil in lip, as well as a little bit of a recess for our strainer. So let's go ahead and go to the machine. Let's face it, and then we'll come back for the rest. All right, so we had just finished all that work. We vacuumed everything out because these can get really dusty. You'll notice that I also pulled the cover off, and I've used the vacuum in order to clean in and around because, again, the dust just tends to build up all around. So I use a vacuum with a light brush on it in order to get in and try and clean everything. So it's always good if you start seeing dust falling down in terms of it being moved and rattled ever so slightly. If that's falling down, that means you need to take this cover off and then vacuum and clean. Note that it does have just one little tag there. So we're just going to come in, put that up on the top, and then we can come in and screw lightly our two screwed nuts in there. And our cover shroud will be back on, meaning all our safety. And again, I would just lightly snug those up. Come back and double check. It doesn't take a lot. All it's doing is holding it in place. And now we're good to go. Let's go ahead and set up for our lid. So we're going to do the bottom side first, and then we'll flip over and finish off the top. So we've got a pocket here, another pocket here, obviously our profile around. So let's get that set up. All right, so you'll notice that, again, I started with the tiger claw first. This one I went through, set it up so it was pushing it against the 90-degree fence. Then I would come in and work these in order to just secure. I have no vibration. I'm ready to go ahead and start. All right, so now that we've got that done and taken care of, we now need to do the smoker lid. Again, fairly simple. Again, we're also going to keep 115 millimeter by 115 millimeter in terms of our working piece of material. And I like to do just the walnut just for a contrast. And again, we're going to do a facing. So again, we just want to face it, make sure everything's nice, smooth on top of that. And again, this will be a square block in without the circular holder. So we're just going to go ahead. I don't need to waste your time on that one. You already know how to do that face. This can be, again, taken from your other file, copied, put it into this folder so that you can just run through that. Let's go ahead and take care of that right now. Now, from my block of wood, I always like to do the multiple cuts on one surface first. That way, in case I screw something up, I can face it off and I can start again. So I'm going to do the inner lip, if you will. This is where the piece actually fits into it so it doesn't slide off. And so our lid pocket, we're going to go a 93 millimeter. Just because, remember, we had a 92 diameter of the other piece, the base piece. We're going to start at -1 because we faced it, 1 millimeter. And then we're going to have a Z end of 3. So that means we're going to have a depth of cut of 2 mils. Again, I'm going to set it up for my 57.5, 57.5 for my X and Y. And that will get us this ring first. I might as well just go ahead and jump so you understand what we're doing next. I'm going to do that inner pocket ring just to make sure that if for some reason it doesn't fit properly on the other one, or if the wood starts to move, there's a little bit of give in the lid that's accommodating for that. So again, we're going to do the 50.5. I can take that and I can copy it. I can retitle it in terms of inner pocket. That way I've duplicated the file, and then keep this under my folders for the lid versus the base. Again, keep track of my Z start because now I'm 3 millimeters down. I'm going to go a 0.5 millimeter deep. Then we're going to come back and we'll work on our outer profile. So let's go back to the machine. All right, so we're going to come in here to our smoker lid. And I already know that I want this at a 93 millimeter circular pocket. So we're just going to go ahead and load that. And that looks about right. Let's just go ahead and check the parameters though. So I'm going to come back here to File, and we're going to go to our conversational edit. And let's just go ahead and double check what we've got here. So we have 93 millimeters in diameter. We're still going to work on our 57.5. And from there, we will work a depth of cut 1 millimeter. We have a Z start at -1 because we faced it. And we're going to go -3. So that'll give us 2 millimeters of a lip in order to fit over that piece. And before we do anything, we're just going to go through and double check. We're still going to use tool 3. So let's go ahead and finish that. We're going to add this up. I didn't change anything, so we should be good to just run this. And let's go ahead and make some chips. All right, so we have the 93 millimeter, the inside lip, if you will, or we're creating that lip. And this is the first section we're going to do on the lid after the facing. We want to do this because this will take us down to the next level, which will be for the strainer. All right, so we've got this lip down. It doesn't look like it. And again, one of my tricks is to take an old emery board and just, I'm working with the grain. That way I don't produce any additional scratches. But I just kind of clean up this little fuzz that doesn't always get cut. And that's just kind of the aspects of walnut. All right, so now we're ready to go and actually put in our profile so that we can make sure that this fits without any problems whatsoever. So let's go ahead and do that teeny tiny little pocket right now. It won't take much time. Okay, so we just completed our 93 mil recess or our pocket in there. Now we need to do our 50 mil so that our strainer will fit without any problems. And we're only gonna go 0.8 millimeters deep. So let's take a look at opening that up. We're just gonna go ahead and do conversational edits. And let's just double check what our settings are. So we do have it at 50.5 overall diameter. We're going to have a depth of cut of 0.8 because we're actually going to do our Z start at -3 and then go down to -3.8. Everything else over here will still be the same. So let's go ahead and save and run this.